Let's get right into it. Number 10. Déjà vu, the brain's glitchy reboot. You're walking down a hallway you've never been in before, and suddenly, boom, your brain slaps you with the weirdest thought ever. Wait, I've been here before. Except you haven't. You're not a time traveler. You're just experiencing your brain's version of a buffering error. Déjà vu feels like your memory system just glitched, replaying the same scene twice. But the truth is way less mystical and way more. Windows 98. Scientists think déjà vu happens when your brain's memory checking system accidentally crosswires your short-term and long-term memory circuits. It's like your brain sends a scene to the familiar folder instead of the new one. Congratulations, you just gaslit yourself. Even creepier, déjà vu is your brain doing quality control. It's basically saying, hold up, something's off here, and replays the moment to check for errors. But since you're conscious during that system scan, it feels like some freaky Matrix Déjà nonsense. It's your brain's version of saying, wait, did I lock the door? But for reality. And of course, we can't forget the psychological cherry on top. The illusion of meaning. People often think déjà vu is a sign or something cosmic. But really, it's like your brain burped and you called it destiny. Number 9. Phantom vibration syndrome. When nothing's calling you. You're just sitting there, minding your business when you swear your phone buzzes. You check, nothing. Congratulations, you've experienced modern anxiety's favorite hallucination, the phantom vibration. Your nervous system has become so trained by constant alerts and notifications that it starts predicting them. Your brain literally hallucinates phone vibrations like an overly attached ex who can't move on. Scientists say it's sensory expectation. The same system that makes you flinch before a ball hits your face is now guessing your phone's next move. Basically, your body is living in a world of imagined notifications, like a dog barking at ghosts. Over time, your brain fuses the feeling of your phone buzzing with emotional anticipation. Dopamine and anxiety, holding hands. It's proof of how terrifyingly adaptable your brain is. You've evolved to sense predators lurking in tall grass. And now you get jumpy over imaginary text messages. Progress. So the next time you feel a buzz, but your phone's sitting across the room, remember, that's just your nervous system trying to get your attention like, hey, did you forget I exist? Number 8. The spotlight effect. No one's looking, I promise. You walk into a room, spill some coffee, and your brain immediately screams, everyone saw that. I'm ruined. But guess what? They didn't. No one cares. Everyone else is too busy starring in their own mental reality show. This little lie your brain tells you is called the spotlight effect. It's the illusion that you're the center of attention when, in reality, you're background noise in someone else's day. Your brain evolved to make you hyper-aware of social judgment, a leftover survival trait from when getting kicked out of the tribe meant death by mammoth. But now, that overdeveloped self-awareness just makes you think every stumble, stain, or awkward wave is a viral moment in the universe of embarrassment. It's like living in a Truman Show episode that no one else is watching. Psychologists say this happens because you perceive yourself as the anchor of every social situation, and you overestimate how much other people notice you. Spoiler, they don't. They're too busy worrying that you notice their weird sneeze. So yeah, next time you trip in public, just remember, everyone else is too busy replaying their own personal cringe montage. Number 7. The end of history illusion. You're not done changing. Right now, you probably think you've got yourself figured out. You know what foods you like, the people you can't stand, and your music taste is obviously superior. But in 10 years, you'll look back at your current self and cringe so hard you'll sprain your soul. That's the end of history illusion. The brain's smug little lie that convinces you who you are today is who you'll be forever. It's like you believe you've reached your final form, when really you're still in beta testing. Psychologists have found that people of all ages think they've reached the end of their personal evolution. Yet every decade, they report huge shifts in values, hobbies, and even personality traits. You don't notice it because change happens in slow motion like hair growth or moral decay. Your brain just hates uncertainty, so it slaps a done label on your identity. but that final version keeps updating behind your back. The irony? You'll probably look back on your current self, nod sagely and say, "Wow, I've really grown since then," only to be dead wrong again. Basically, you're a software update pretending to be the finished product. Number 6. Misery bias, your brain's bad news addiction. You scroll through your feed, see one depressing headline, and suddenly the whole world feels like it's on fire. You could have just watched a puppy rescue video 5 seconds ago. But nope, that one sad story is now your entire personality. Welcome to misery bias. Your brain evolved to pay more attention to danger than joy. Back in the caveman days, the people who ignored the rustling bushes didn't exactly pass on their genes. So now, millennia later, your mind still clings to negativity like a raccoon hoarding shiny objects. The news, of course, knows this. That's why it keeps serving you a buffet of human suffering, because your primal brain eats it up. It's not that the world is worse. It's that your attention span is being emotionally blackmailed. Every negative story triggers your amygdala, the fear center of the brain, which basically goes, "We might die from this headline, even if this is about a celebrity's weird salad." And here's the real kicker. Once your brain enters that bad news mode, it starts filtering your memories through a darker lens. Suddenly, your whole day feels worse than it actually was. It's not the world that's broken. It's just your threat detection software having a meltdown. So the next time you feel like everything's doomed, remember, it's not a prophecy. It's just your brain being a drama queen. Number 5, the halo effect. Pretty privilege, but for everything. Imagine you meet someone ridiculously attractive. Instantly, your brain decides they're probably kind, smart, and morally pure. Spoiler, they might be terrible. But your brain doesn't care, it's under the halo effect. The halo effect is when your first impression of one positive trait, like beauty, charm, or charisma, bleeds into every other judgment you make about a person. Basically, your mind puts on rose-tinted glasses and refuses to take them off. This illusion is why hiring managers love confident candidates, why juries go easier on attractive defendants, and why you probably trust anyone who smiles like they're in a toothpaste commercial. Your brain's lazy, it uses shortcuts. Good face? Must be good soul. It's the same logic that makes us think neatly packaged food tastes better. Even crazier, the opposite happens too, the horn effect. If someone annoys you once, your brain downgrades their entire existence. They could cure cancer and you'd still think, yeah, but they chew too loud. Psychologically, the halo effect is all about efficiency. Your brain is trying to save mental energy by stereotyping, but it ends up giving moral VIP passes to people with good lighting. So next time you find yourself trusting someone just because they look like they belong in a rom-com, remember, you're being hacked by your own eyeballs. Number 4. Empathy fatigue. When you care so much you stop caring. You start off feeling bad for everyone. The sad commercials, the disasters, the endless suffering. But then one day you just stop feeling anything. It's not because you're heartless. It's because your brain hit emotional max capacity. That's empathy fatigue, also known as compassion burnout. It happens when your emotional circuits get overwhelmed from caring too hard for too long. Your brain literally runs out of feel-bad juice. Imagine trying to pour from an empty cup. That's you, except the cup is your soul. This illusion tricks you into thinking you've become numb or selfish, but what's really happening is your nervous system is trying to protect itself from overload. Your stress hormones can't stay elevated forever without consequences, so your brain pulls the emergency brake. It's why nurses, social workers, and doomscrollers all experience the same strange emotional hangover. You want to care, but your empathy engine stalls. And when that happens, your brain does what it always does best. It lies to you. It says, you just don't care anymore, when in reality you've cared too much. Basically, empathy fatigue is your compassion throwing itself out the window for self-preservation. Which is darkly funny, because you need empathy to survive as a species. But too much empathy, and you burn out. Evolution's sense of humor strikes again. Number 3. The confidence illusion. You don't know, but you think you do. You're absolutely sure you remember that event correctly. You're positive you'd ace that quiz. You'd bet your life savings you parked on level 3. Except you didn't. Your brain just feels confident, and that's enough for it to declare victory. Welcome to the confidence illusion, the internal magic trick that makes you overestimate your knowledge, accuracy, and memory. Your brain hates uncertainty, so it fills the gaps with pure arrogance. It's like your neurons are running an improv show with no script. Psychologists call this overconfidence bias, and it's responsible for everything from bad eyewitness testimony to disastrous business decisions. Basically, your mind goes, "I'm sure of this," and the rest of your brain nods like, "Yep, sounds legit." There's no internal fact-checker, just blind optimism wearing a lab coat. And get this, studies show the least competent people are often the most confident. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect, and it's proof that ignorance really is bliss. Meanwhile, the smartest people doubt themselves constantly because they actually understand how much they don't know. So if you've ever wondered why that one guy at work is so sure of himself despite being wrong 98% of the time, congratulations, you've met the confidence illusion in human form. Number 2. The illusion of transparency. You think you're obvious, you're not. You're giving a presentation, your palms are sweating, your voice sounds weird in your head, and you're positive everyone can see how nervous you are. Spoiler, they can't. To them, you look mildly alive and vaguely professional. That's it. This little trick of the mind is called the illusion of transparency, the false belief that other people can read your emotions like subtitles. In reality, most humans are terrible at detecting what others are thinking or feeling. Everyone's too busy worrying that you can read them. It's like a global psychic delusion powered by anxiety. Your brain assumes that because you're hyper-aware of your internal state, your heartbeat, your tremor, your embarrassment, everyone else must be too. But emotions are like poorly tuned radio stations. What feels like blaring static inside your head barely registers outside. Researchers tested this by asking nervous speakers to rate how obvious their anxiety seemed. The audience, meanwhile, barely noticed a thing. The speakers thought they were radiating panic. The crowd thought they were fine. Which is hilarious, because it means everyone is basically performing emotional theater for an audience that isn't even paying attention. So the next time you think your awkwardness is screaming through your pores, relax. You're not broadcasting live from the Department of Cringe. You're just experiencing another one of your brain's favorite illusions. The idea that your feelings come with a loudspeaker. Number 1. The control illusion, your brain's favorite lie. Let's end with the big one, the illusion of control. The delusion that you're in charge. That you steer your destiny, make rational choices, and direct the story of your life like some conscious, enlightened being. Cute, right? In truth, your brain's running on autopilot about 95% of the time. Most of your decisions happen before you're even aware of them. Your conscious mind just swoops in afterward like a bad manager taking credit for the intern's work. Psychologists have shown that people will press elevator buttons harder if they're in a rush, as if that makes it come faster. Gamblers believe they can control dice rolls with the right flick of the wrist. People blow on hot coffee to cool it faster, even though physics laughs in their face. These tiny moments reveal a huge truth. Humans crave the feeling of agency, even when it's fake. Because total randomness? Terrifying. If we admitted how little control we actually have, society might collapse into existential dread. So our brains hand us a placebo, the illusion that we're steering the ship. Whether it's choosing a career, predicting traffic, or refreshing your inbox like it'll summon opportunities, you're mostly just riding the waves. But hey, that illusion keeps you sane. It gives structure to chaos. It's a cosmic lie that keeps you showing up, even when the universe is basically rolling dice with your life. So yeah, you're not really in control, but you feel like you are. And in the messy world of human psychology, that feeling might be the only thing that truly matters. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.